Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Blake here from the Evidentries and the Sanctuary.theevidentries.com. Finally able to bring you guys that video update I've been meaning to do for, well, over a month now, about half a month. Yeah, it's been a long time, and I'm finally happy that I finally have the, I guess you can say, solace to finally sort of record this and get this out to you guys. Don't want to make this too long. Normally, I don't want to do them, or I don't. I normally don't like to make these too long. And considering the fact that we are already halfway, basically over halfway in of October, I feel like a huge introductory isn't really necessary. As you know, these video updates primarily go over the brand new arcs that are going on for both sites, and since they've been ongoing for a couple weeks now. I don't really want to have to stress too big of an introductory sort of thing, but at the same time, both of these arcs are kind of a huge deal since we are at the end of the year. We have, if you include this month, we have 3 months left, which means 3 full arcs left, basically, until all of this wraps up, until the Evidentries and the Sanctuary officially come to an official close. So I kind of want to first start out with the Sanctuary's arc for this month, which is entitled The Hollows. Now this was an arc that I was really last minute sort of juggling the concept of the arc as well as the overall title. I kind of wanted to go with the title, The Hollows of the Human Experience, and I really wanted to sort of make it, originally I really wanted to sort of make it an arc sort of just kind of focused on, I guess you can say, just the trials and tribulations of everyday life, and just sort of the struggle of, just the overall struggle of being a human, I guess you can say. But I kind of felt like that concept was too vague, and it just sort of strayed from the path and strayed from the overall journey that's just currently developing and going on over on the Sanctuary. And since there's just so little time left in the year, and just so little time for arcs and kind of to close up the story, I guess you can say, in the most intricate way possible, I kind of had to scrap that idea and sort of, I guess you could say, just tie it in with the arc just a little bit. But overall, I pretty much had to scrap that idea and just had to stay focused. And maybe if I wanted to do something on the side that's sort of, like that, I could do that. But overall, the concept change towards the end was, it was sort of a last minute thing. So evidently, I went with the title The Hollows, and I kind of felt like that was very fitting. Initially I really wanted the arc to be not only for the spirit of October, but I just really wanted to be a much, much darker tone, a much more haunting and creepy sort of tone. And I feel like the entries, for the most part, aren't quite there yet, but we still have a few weeks left in October, and until the arcs close out at least. And I think that's kind of where the entries are going to be going. They're going to get a lot more dark, a lot more creepy, a lot more sinister, and just a lot more graphic, hopefully. And that's kind of the direction I've been wanting to take with a lot of the entries in these arcs. Is like, I want to get across the point that, hey, everything is getting like really serious now. Everything is getting a lot darker now. As you already know, I've already expressed a lot in the entries as a whole that throughout this journey, the light is basically gone. There is no trace of light really left, and it's really in general just darkness encompassing everything. And I think the Hollows will definitely do, towards the end, or as we make our way towards the end of that arc, it's definitely going to do a very good job at sort of encompassing that. Now moving on to the Evidentries, so this arc has actually been something that I've been planning for a while. Originally, the arc that was ongoing over on, I think it was happening on the Sanctuary last month, which was Duality. Originally, Duality was actually supposed to be an arc for the Evidentries, and that was an arc that, was a concept I sort of wanted to do a few years back, and I never really got around to it. But like I said, as life changes, as things change, so do things. So are things portrayed over on the Evidentries and the sort of arcs that I decide to do and how I roll them out. And I never really expected the current ongoing arc for this month over on the Evan entries, which is entitled NOXIS. I never really expected that to sort of be, I guess you can say, kind of a spiritual successor to Duality, A Voyage of Light and Shadow. But that's kind of what it is. It's honestly really an arc about self-exploration. It's really an arc about, I guess you could say, sort of exploring your shadows. It's really an arc it's just about self-rediscovery, I kind of want to say, but in the darkest way possible. That's kind of what the overall concept of it is. I really wanted to create an arc that kind of really heavily represents myself. I feel like I haven't really been able to do that, honestly, ever since starting the Evan entries, how many years back. I didn't really want to make an arc that was strictly about me, but I really wanted to make an arc that gave me the space and sort of provided the sort of concept, or should I say, provided me the sort of concept to provide the space to do more entries that kind of directly reflect me and reflect my thoughts and reflect my feelings about a lot of things. And that's what the arc NOXIS is really heavily emphasized on. It's almost like an arc like directly that kind of directly mirrors my psyche in a way. Which is why I'm incredibly excited to write this arc. Like, the NOXIS entries so far have been some of my absolute favorite entries to write for quite a while, to be honest. Not to say that, I don't enjoy writing any other sort of entries on any other arcs throughout this past year or even in the past that have ever happened, but I've been especially enjoying writing the NOXIS arcs entries, and so that goes on until the end of the month as well. So for NOXIS, I'm doing things a little bit differently. There are going to be three sort of highlight or three sort of feature entries that are going to be going on. So the entries for NOXIS in general are kind of weird. I've done quite a few entries so far that have that their titles are in Latin. I honestly don't even remember. I don't even remember the titles because they're in Latin. I think I can remember the English base names. Honestly, I don't even remember the English base names, but for quite a few of the titles so far, they've been in Latin, but didn't want to get sidetracked with that, but that's sort of something weird and different that I'm kind of doing with that. I love the Latin language, though I don't really know it. I just like how words are translated over, and I love how the language sounds. But back to the sort of featured sort of promo entries that are going to be going on for NOXIS. So there's going to be 3 total. And the first one is actually going to be releasing alongside this video update, which is entitled NOXIS, the October Sun. The October Sun, that's what it's entitled. And there's going to be 2 more, and they're sort of, I kind of want to say they're going to be much longer than the normal entries that'll be up for NOXIS, though I want to say for the entries for NOXIS, they're going to be a lot longer than a lot of the past arcs that I've done. But these sort of featured and sort of promo entries are I kind of want to say they'll be half sort of split they'll be sort of half kind of discussing the journey that's going on, the progression of the journey and whatnot in a much bigger way, and sort of bigger changes happening, and the other half will sort of be will sort of encompass a lot about me. So that's kind of like the space where I'm going to be. That will kind of be the space where I'll be using to kind of talk a little bit more about me, to kind of put things in it that sort of reflect me directly into the entries, and those sort of promo entries will be where that is mainly done. So alongside of the one that drops today, there's going to be 2 more coming out before the arc officially ends. I think both the Hollows and NOXIS will have 1 bonus entry, which will be out on November 1st. So I think both of these arcs will kind of span into November 1st. And then on the same day, I want to say the brand new arcs will start. So pretty much, I want to say pretty much up pretty much just going to be a brand new entry for either one of the sites every single day. Right now, I'm doing one Hollows entry, then I'll do a NOXIS entry, one Hollows entry, then I'll do a NOXIS entry, but there's one entry, at least one being uploaded every single day. Since things kind of got off schedule a lot for me this week, especially yesterday, I did not upload I wasn't able to record yesterday because I went out to record this, but it was way too windy and my voice was even being picked up, so I was like, scrap it, I have to delay this one more day. So this this is as late as I would have ever wanted to get this out. But what was I saying? So yeah, there's going to be basically an entry every single day. Today there will be two, the one from the Hollows and NOXIS, and I believe tomorrow there will be another one from the Hollows. So basically now up until the end of the year, when this all officially concludes, there's going to be at least one entry up per day. So I'm going to be writing literally more than I've ever been with Avid Entries content, and in between, I somehow have to find a way to, keep these video updates going, because I want to keep these, I want to keep doing these, as well as doing the nature music videos, lyrical music videos, which I still have yet to do for this month. I really want to get around to doing at least one or two, or at least two, to be very honest, one for each arc, or one that I feel like represents sort of the journey, the concept of each arc. I do have some tracks in mind at the moment, but I feel like I haven't found the perfect two that I would like to do. Another thing I want to touch on before I officially close out is the Shadows readings. Yes, I started Shadows Before Dawn back in August, and I still am not even halfway through the book. It has been a long time since I've last done an upload for it. I don't think I've done an upload since like the last week of September. I think it was probably the last week of September, or the second to the last week of September. It's been a while, so it's been well over a month since I've last done an upload. I'm going to be getting back to those next week. Next week, that's going to be my primary focus. As far as I can't even say it'll be my primary focus. There's going to be so much to do next week. My schedule is sort of going to be changing a lot. I guess in a way it'll be really good for me, because I find now more than ever I'm really relying on myself to stay focused on things, just to keep my mind off other things, and just to stay focused, to just keep on working on stuff. So it's gonna be really busy. So hopefully I can I'm really hoping that I'll at least be able to get out two chapters for the Shadows readings next week. So next week will have to be the week that I do it. I just don't have the privacy nor time to get them out before the end of this week, which is literally tomorrow Sunday. So next week, 2 at the very least, and if I could hit 3, that 3 quota per week that I originally set out to do, if I can hit that would be awesome. But yeah, don't worry about if you enjoyed the Shadows Before Dawn's readings. Don't worry about me just abandoning those. If it absolutely comes to it, what I'll end up doing is I'll probably just continue it ongoing throughout the rest of the year. Originally I wanted to finish them up during September, but if need be, I will just keep spanning it out until the year ends. So those are definitely not going anywhere. I'll definitely still be continuing those. And yeah, even if we have time to do, even if I'm able to, I guess you could say, finish it in a somewhat fashionable time, and there's, time left over before the end of the year to start another one of Teal's books, I would really like to go on to another one of her books. She has 2 more that I wouldn't mind reading on YouTube. One of which, her first book, I've already read, and I started reading a second time, so honestly I don't really want to do like a YouTube series for that one. But it would be nice if I could fit in or squeeze in one more, at least even just another book that, provides some sort of, I guess you can say, some sort of spiritual topics, metaphysical concepts, whatnot. It would be nice to get more of that stuff on this channel, because like I said, when the Avid Entries concludes and all of this sort of ends, I would really like to continue on with the YouTube channel. I would really like to continue on with the YouTube channel and push it more into a metaphysical, spiritual sort of concept channel direction sort of thing. That's where I really wanted to take. That's where I really wanted to be taking it, and or that's where I initially wanted to take it. And for a while now, I think for like 3 years, I wanted to sort of push into that direction, but I just feel like sort of juggling the content that's going on both sites, as well as doing like sort of branching out and sort of catering to a brand new audience full time is probably not the best idea. So I feel like once everything concludes, once the Avid Entries concludes, sort of in a way, it will sort of spiritually live on through the new sort of fresh content that I'll be doing on the YouTube channel, which will primarily be metaphysical, spiritual sort of focused content. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to touch on for this update. Once again, I'm sorry that it's so late. This is ridiculous. It's extremely late, but yeah, it's been a wild month thus far. Haven't had a lot of time to film. Haven't had a lot of privacy to film. But I'm really happy today that I was able to get out, film in a completely different environment. It's almost the sun is setting, so I got to get moving pretty soon. Was able to even take some photos today. So yeah, it's been pretty nice. Today has been a pretty nice day. Pretty nice day. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next update. Hope you guys enjoy. Once again, you can read both the Hollows and NOXIS. Hollows is available. Entries are available now over on the sanctuary.theavidentries.com, and entries for this month's arc NOXIS are available over on the advententries.com. Take care, you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next update. See you later.